she's just a character, right? Or is she a spy? Is she haunted? Multiple personalities. Maybe an exceptional actress caught in a role she didn't audition for. But here's the twist. What if her game is actually yours? Every scene, every word, every glitch you ignore, that's all a clue. There are no coincidences, and nothing here is ever random. If you haven't figured it out yet, ask yourself why not. Start paying attention to what triggers you, because that might be the exact thing you've been missing. Welcome to the game. Well, I guess in some ways America saved this situation, right? Because you passed it off to the Australian guy, right? With the vaccine thing and how he was lying. And then because football needed a fucking thing to get it back into the Super Bowl, right? Because, I mean, with the whole Divergent and that scenario, and then we're playing into that, which somehow leads to something else, right? So I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I know somehow that would tie back to a Bachelor situation because wasn't your fucking brother on that one of those shows, right? So that's fucked, right? But not cool to lie about shit. That's the thing, right? I'm not vaccinated. I'm not against a vaccination. I don't go around spreading whatever. I'm cautious. I'm not around people. So, and I'm safe and I'm responsible. I'm not in a fucking, like, if other people were, like, I respect things. So if I think the mask thing's fucking stupid, people. I think it's absolutely fucking stupid. Do I wear a mask? Yes, because it's for other people out of a respect thing. I know how to operate in situations of respect. So if I were playing a sport or I'm not going to lie about my documents and everything else to play. Like, so whatever your fucking name is, Mr. Australia tennis player, you're not worth me knowing your name. Because anybody who supported him, understand, and that makes the Middle East, and where is he from? Siberia or something, I don't know, Middle Eastern or whatever. Anyone who is it that it? Around there? But anybody who supported you and that whatever guy in lying, that's sick. Because it shows you guys only care about your money. It is February 1st, 2021. It's been almost a year since I started that challenge. That really, I guess, woke me up to the reality that we were in a much bigger game. Body image issues, any weight obsession, appearance obsession, like the guilt of liking yourself even too, okay, or what you notice in a day. So this bothers me, and then today I focus on something external that can, right? Okay, what do you focus? You feel better when you look better, yeah. And I said, okay, I'll play. And if that means I'll play, that means I'm all in. All in. All in means sacrificing everything for something bigger than yourself. Not acting selfishly. Well, I definitely feel finally the spirits of the indigenous coming back and the strength after the abuse they've been under. I always look at things as symbols. Movement, okay, the circumstances, and I say movement because I hear the music, which changes the vibration of things. And like the dance therapy kind of component to a camera, which is weird, looking at yourself because you have to, because you're really picking yourself apart on that. And it's come very clear to me, the stronger my abilities in this have become, how many people have been misusing their power. Most people go into these roles clearly with only self-interest, and this money that's been in these families for so long. Do you believe in ghosts or the paranormal? Well, if you do, this probably would be a thing that will be haunted, right? I probably should get rid of it. Well, I don't want it. And the wrong things, and that's not okay. Do I agree with everybody being forced to have the vaccination? No, it proves exactly that how they're profiting off you guys, right? So what you have to decide what's more important. But being deceiving, you're gonna get caught. That's what everybody's gonna get caught. Everybody's gonna get caught in something, and it's a matter of who's gonna be saving your ass, and if you're worth saving or not. And that's a question of, have you done enough to help people? And let me tell you, when you die, you get set back if you haven't learned those lessons. So think you enjoy your fame, your fortune, your hook, your sex, your drug, whatever it is. If you haven't learned how to evolve in this lifetime with the body you have, things will get worse for you, I promise. They might get worse for you in this lifetime. Reasonably, like I would guess at this point, now it's going to start to hurt, yes, because we have to prove our points. But understand, when you die, things will get worse if you haven't evolved. Yes, of course they will. And I mean really bad. Really bad. Really bad. And I don't respect most of you. That's not a joke. How many of you are so fucking arrogant and privileged? And how this whole thing has been operating is exactly what we're exposing. Yes, of course. Of course. Everybody's a fucking tool and a pawn in this game, including myself. The difference is I recognized where it was coming from. And because I have integrity, I was able to stick this out and find out who's running what, and said, fine, I'll be the puppet. Go ahead. Go ahead. Why? Because it's about fucking time that there was change in this world. And I have real courage. And hiding and lying to keep your fucking what? So you can keep doing something. Well, then you don't deserve that, because you're lying and you're being deceitful. You can't beat the fucking Asians, and especially the Koreans, right? A contest. How many people are going to be eating the squids like that, with them live crawling all over your fucking face, right? They'll look at you, really? Right? Said it's like North America. What a bunch of bitches we are here. Progressing nice. Time to do the body. This is crazy. Hello. So I am Candace, and I want you to think of me as your brain trainer, or your mind candy little doctor that's going to give you some tips. And I'm going to give you a tip in this video that you can start implementing right away that aligns with the mind candy method in the programs. And I want you to think about this before I do that, because this is the value, and this is the thing that I want you to start to think outside of the box, really, in every area of your life when it came to mind, body, spirit, fitness, nutrition, and wellness. Mom, take it off. Mom, oh my gosh, Mom, take it off. Mom, I'm taking it. Mom, oh, Chloe's wearing your hat. Oh, Mom, take it off. Take it off. I don't want to wear it. It's all tied to so much corruption on this world and in this planet, and it was built on a system that only favors few. So the mission was to crash that system, and we've done that. And in that process, I've learned who has good intentions, who has bad intentions. So we're understanding, right? So north, east, west, south. But north, so it was interesting. Elders, bear, cedar, winter, wind. East, children, eagle, tobacco, spring, fire. And rewatching. So body reflection, body image issues, whatever that is. And guilt associated with it because it's on film. Why? Well, whose voice? Well, if it was seen by who, what intentions? Healing from sexual trauma has that it's like, where and when do I want to share my body? Because that comes out with different energies that can spin you out. When is it? And it's like, where's that exchange? and that's not a joke. The information I have, what I've been told, $100 billion wouldn't even cover 1%. Wouldn't even cover 1%. So I myself spent well over 2 decades in the fitness industry. I've seen kind of every different thing. I come from the old school way of doing things and the old school way of even influencing. Nowadays, you see, and we see so many, influencers and people, and it's kind of easy really to be on camera now and do different things, and there's mixed messages all over the place. However, even the old school way had a lot of things that played on our minds emotionally. When we see somebody with, this perfect body, perfect, whatever that means, what really goes into that, what's behind that, how a person feels. And I learned there was so much lack of authenticity. And that was something that I'm like, okay, this is not teaching anybody the right side to combine that mental component, and with pain, like due to emotion and tied to something, right, that changes the energy. You can have a high sex energy, which triggers the anxiety around you in spirit, because where energy is the highest form, like you feel that. So to have like an adult conversation about it in those places with seduction, and when is that like in relationship to feelings? And you're and if other people feel that that's a risk, and they're, and whatever else too, or whatever they're fucking believing. That's the thing. In this whole thing, depending on what information is being fed, there's people that believe like, oh fuck, if you don't have a vaccine and whatever, there's stupidity too, right? That that's not necessary. That's not true, for the record too. If you're one of those vaccine people who's shitting on people who don't have a vaccine, understand your small-minded thinking. You're not in this either. And we've already proven the Mary fucking Jesus situation. You goddamn right we have. So that means you ain't shit and you're wrong. You're fucking stupid. And I know that. And my team will make you fucking feel it. I hope they fucking do. Actually, let's be honest. They're looking forward to fucking making you feel really fucking stupid. Because you're spewing hate. You're spewing fucking hate. And come on, people. Germs is how we've actually got stronger too. And by eliminating so many germs and so many things, and as we've seen, which is generally that was a white privilege thing, but what it wasn't just, it was a privilege thing. So that's all across all cultures, right? And the thing, and people seeing and whatever, and ew, that's dirty, and why? Well, at one point you reckon like everything's a mirror reflection. So at one point you lived like that in the past or whatever. You don't want to go back there. Right? We've all, if you're highly evolved, you should know that that's true. We've all been in those spirits. But if a truly good spirit, an evolved one, doesn't want anyone else to live like that either. Like, and going, okay, well, I don't want that. And what was my problem? It was the creator of the Candy Crush. Was that in Italian? Did we figure that one out? That seems like a scam. Earth, which is actually, so I'm born in May. I'm a bull, a Taurus. I always look at these things interesting. And I'm playing Mother Earth in this. Absolutely, I am. I know I'm her fucking voice, which is why I'm so connected to the spirits, right? Earth, wolf. And what's that creature, right? In watching this movie with the antlers, with the antlers and the different things and representing, like with the indigenous culture, right? So if you think you can afford me, you are very, very twisted and wrong. If you're looking at my current status, or you've looked at the houses or cars or what clothes as your definition of how much money somebody has, after heartbreak is hard, because it's like the love and attachment to addiction or body and issues. Like, okay, you're worth more than your weight. You have to see yourself worth more than your weight. Okay, I want to like myself. Okay, well, looking at yourself, analyzing, improving, but when is it too much and when is it really not enough? It's like it's a balance. So to come back to, like, that's the healing of moving and dance and things, to because it changes the energy. You don't really know what money is or what it can buy, because I have far more than, well, anyone. That's why I can do this. Because I have a different type of currency that's much higher than anyone that's not in this. Mental health component to living an empowered, healthy life, and one that you can find, your best body and be your best self. There's definitely a way to bridge that gap, and that's why there was nothing else like it on the market that existed the way that this was, because quite frankly, I know I needed a certain type of help that didn't exist, and I tried to find it in every possible way, and it didn't happen. So I'm like, okay, what can we do to get people to understand and get them to genuinely love themselves and feel good and empowered, because that's an energy that comes from us, from within, that we want to really, get back out, could understand. And it's worth more than anything. That's why I can't be bought. So again, I will tell you, no. There's not one person on this planet I worship. I'm sorry. That's not how it works for me. There's no one I have put above me and no one I have put below me. And vibration, which is communication ultimately. So I'm gonna try to really build on this with intention, and look at my character now as a base on just one character, and develop that with this body image issues, and heal alongside with that. So it's another transformation to understand. It's like a cleansing, and I'd invite you to do the same thing, right? Like, it's being in tune and present with this vessel and body, but being open to the different spirits. Well, it's going to change the body as well and appearance. So what do you notice, when, where, and why? Jerry's, where's my mail? Now you want the letter? Before you even ask, realistically, right? Like, obviously our force, like with our spaceships and force field things, that when we travel, right, is ultimately protected, because you guys can't afford, right? You can't afford the technology at this point yet to be able to scientifically discover the type of, I don't know, space cover thing that I don't know the science of it. I just know you guys can't afford to do the whatever the security is, that, like, that's how we travel ultimately, right? Like, we go into our pod things that are protected, but you guys, it doesn't come up on your radars. That's why you don't know when I go to Japan or not, right? That's why you say I didn't, but ultimately that's what I did, right? But you don't know, right? Ultimately, because your technology isn't there yet. You're not alien enough. Before this, wanting to save everybody, wanting to be everybody's friend, that was my mistake. That's what they had to kill out of me. They had to make me understand there is a divide here. There has to be, because the spirits and the entities have to be passed off. So understand, whatever your fucking name is, Australia, like, you're not even fucking close to being in this. I have no respect for people like you. Like, I don't even know your name, because it's not worth me knowing. I don't give a fuck. And, well, it seems the team collectively right now, like, I hate to be a bitch, but I don't give a fuck about tennis. Like, do you have to evolve past your sport? Like, Serena and Venus are evolved past their sport. Like, I've never seen a tennis match, but I know that, like, as spirits and as people, right, they've evolved past that. I don't watch sports, right? So that's a little fish pond. It's a little fucking fish pond. You have to be bigger than that to be, like, it's your currency. What type of influence you're putting on people is making the difference. And that's how I find you. And that's way above. So if you're in your little fish pond, millions of followers, I don't give a fuck. Means nothing. You're a useless twit. Like, and so many of you guys are useless twits. Like, and so many of you. I don't give a shit. Same thing with music, this and that. Everybody, like, you're popular in your own fucking circle. Like, I don't care. I shouldn't be in this movie, alright? Like, I'm not taking directions. Well, why don't we just cancel this show? Which means I don't think I'm better than anyone. I stated that from the beginning, and I didn't want to be put on a pedestal because it attracts lunatics, clearly, who want to use me for their own personal sickness, which I've seen and I've allowed. But what you've done to me, no. It's like a wolf beast type of creature. I see mine. I just happen to marry it. Now, I fully gave over. When I was raped and abused when I was a little girl, that put a demon inside me. I left my body. People that were abused have a different view of these things. Have I ever done any Satan worshiping, any of that type of shit? Nope, none. Has turned my stomach, has made me extremely ill. And it didn't even happen in the real world. But if it happened in our minds and you all were able to see it, then did it happen? Get out and get that message across, whether it be to the world or to ourselves. We want to, we deserve happiness, and it's the self-worth component. But that happens here, and that has an actual effect on the body. So the first part of the programs and the things that I realized I needed to develop and create was a body reflection. A body reflection, we have to understand how we feel about our body in the first place. So we take on all of these challenges. Okay, I'm gonna eat this way, this is my diet, and then that can send us off into a different spin. It could be successful for a little bit, and then we fall apart. We try one thing, we have intolerances, blah, 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 blah. There's 50 million directions that we go from that. Then the self-talk of, if I'm a failure, if I didn't do it the specific way or not, and then that's confusing. The people that have worshipped the wrong things, put their academic status above others and look down on the rest of us, thinking, they're not that smart because they don't have whatever the list of things are. You now know I don't value that as intelligence at all. Hello. So I am Candace, and I want you to think of me as your brain trainer, or your mind candy little doctor that's going to give you some tips. And I'm going to give you a tip in this video that you can start implementing right away that aligns with the mind candy method and the programs. And I want you to think about this before I do that, because this is the value, and this is the thing that I want you to start getting. And ladies, don't try to change them, right? That's, again, right? Don't do that, because that's kind of stupid, right? How would you use, that's the advantages here. So they don't pay attention, they don't want to change, they don't want to grow. Perfect. What do we need them for, right? We've kind of worked that out. We got these robots made, right, that look like men, that'll just do the things we want them to do, but we don't have to take any of their shit. Like, it's perfect, right? We don't have to worry about it. So the human men will just be completely wiped out, right? So it's all good. We got the whole thing. We can have, right? If you want to have babies, we got science for that. We can write them off. So if you want one that looks like a guy, right? We got those robots. We don't need the actual men, right? Like, no problem. So don't try to change any of them. It's just perfect. They're going to fucking walk themselves off this cliff. In fact, I think you're actually dumber than the rest of us, because you lack something that the rest of us were able to find and do. We did. Personal experience, actually doing it, can teach far more than a textbook ever will. So come back to breath and sit still. You know how many people have a hard time doing that? They can't meditate for more than 4 or 5 minutes. They have struggles. Why? Because generally it's the thoughts that come through our minds to pass in present that take us away. It takes us to either the past or the future. And depending on the stories we have of ourselves and the old beliefs we have of ourselves from that past, that's going to shape what we're doing in the present, what thoughts are going through our mind about the future and about the planning. And being able to kind of group that together in mind, body, spirit is going to make a huge, huge difference. Oh, I'm going to make sure to fuck up your life, Jerry. Now, yeah, right. It's the only way to do it. Just No, I'm just being reminded. I guess I'm under contract too, or even if I was forced to sign it though. So what does that mean? We don't care. The team doesn't care. You're not fucking like. I'm gonna be an arrogant prick because like let's be realistic. I have the richest, most powerful people that have head switched for 2 fucking years that we've confirmed, and they're a bit arrogant, right? And they've used me to tell you guys to fuck off, right? Yeah, they're using me to tell you guys to go fuck yourselves now because yeah, I haven't been okay. That's the thing. I have not been okay. I have not been okay. I'm still not okay. I'm angry. Very angry. I've just become so good at controlling it. But I'm enraged. I absolutely am. And the capital of Illinois is Springfield. All right. Which leads us into the sideshow. Blue, are you opting in to ditch your parents too? You can do that, right? You don't have to pick a side. Well, I guess we're going back in time because I was kind of mad at your mom for some other shit. As far as the educational system goes, I think there's a lot of sick fucks. I think that profession attracts a lot of sick fucks. If you really want to know, teachers and educators have been held in this fucking status that I think is actually quite sickening. If you were to look at the numbers and see how many children were abused, that you'd look at that stat, you'd have to at least by 50. I want chocolate and cake too. All right, I'm not doing well. I was the perfect girl who followed God. That's why the demon couldn't win. That's why. Did I see the demon standing? There's a message in my phone. I'm sure Zuckerberg at this point, right? I've had no contact or met Zuckerberg. Okay, none, right? But I see a spirit in here a lot. So nothing, right? No on that, and that believe like feeling these spirits and feeling these things has been fucked, right? Like that one, I had a group of people and a woman message me, and this was early to like maybe spring or so. He could confirm it. A girl messaging me saying, I see a demon, right? And they were doing some like stuff for cleansing this demon that's standing, behind you. I got no real money, so who pays for all my fan cards? Talk to you guys. And I would say that would be still way too low, because the majority of people are so brainwashed that they wouldn't come forward or know, just the same as the stats with child abuse. It's like 1 in 3 in a house in a household. The numbers are so sick. And everything comes back to misuse of power. Misuse of power from parents thinking they can abuse their kids, not respecting their children. Ladies, the greatest advantage in this game now, right, is the men didn't pay attention. As everybody, that's right now at this. If we want to win, they didn't pay attention, so they don't know, right? So they're just at a loss here of trying to figure out the next moves. They should have paid attention. They didn't. That's why we're ahead. Huge difference. So the first program is a 7-day kind of challenge transformation. Transformation meaning the brain transformation of where you were at, so that you can become more in line and have a better understanding of yourself, so you can have better results when you start implementing the things that you need to start implementing, the type of workouts that are right for you, the type of food intake that's right for you, the type of planning, and that changes too. And that's so many other things that we can get into that I'm not going to get into right now. But I promised you a tip, and I don't want to keep this too long. So what's that tip? And a little bit of an insider information of how this is different. I want you, so many people start journaling and writing, and that's great. And if that's where you're at, that's really important, and keep doing that. We could challenge you to start talking to your phone as your friend. Explain something to like a child, or like, well, although this is adult content, let's just call it the simplified version of something. Being fully present, right? And what would that represent with the matrix, the rabbit hole? And you can only be in one place at one time, and what the focus is, like how good of a hunter are you? Because if you're chasing too many rabbits, so you men want to, like a concept practically, your dick can only be in one place, realistically. So what rabbit are you chasing? What fucking hole did you go down? Careful. Everything's a trap. Well, you'll have nobody to blame but yourself. Well, the Elon and Jeff made up the lie, right, about me needing to go into the rehab, right, because they stole my idea for making the human robots, right? I invested a lot into that project, ultimately, and then they just wrote off my credibility to crazy and then stole my idea. Plus, it was supposed to be launched last year, and they work at, like, this fucking slow pace, right, that sent me it did kind of send me over the edge a little bit, but, like, fuck, guys, we were supposed to have that done before. Then they ultimately took it and did it slower, and I don't know what the fuck they were doing, and stole my ideas and took all the credit and then locked me up in the fucking rehab. Fuck you guys. What am I doing? Why am I doing this like this? Because I get lost. Because I'm so angry. That I'm so enraged. That I, like, go through the world. And as you know, this music thing, sometimes you can get in multiple words. Sometimes I go really fast. That's me hanging up on you. And every time I get out of the music, I hang up on you, right? You can say a couple things. Sometimes that can be multiple people in a row, depending. Sometimes it can be a couple things. In the beginning of this, it was like, how much pain do you think I'd be in taking in the pain of the world? Being able to see that and feel it and have it pass through my body. And he makes money off my shit, which is like, what the fuck? But they don't think it's abuse. That's the problem. Teachers who abuse their positions and their status, they don't think it's abuse. Parents going in and protecting their kids when their kids are the fuck ups because they are too embarrassed or ashamed. Paying your way to get your kids into a school so you don't look bad. Ew, you guys are gross. Gross. Anytime you need to pay your way out of something to save your pathetic ass, somebody's ear's getting bit off today. But how I respond and talk to people is very different than what's in my thoughts and in my head. We've clarified that now. I'm not a stupid person, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I saw, of course I've seen him this whole time, right? Of course. And the thoughts and the things and the scariness of that. And that's why do people gravitate toward graphic art? Fear. It's a healing mechanism because of something that's been inside of them. That's why I'm not afraid of a monster and Satan and demons and all of those types of things. I don't know, Gwyneth, this is a rocky relationship, the fact that we can only have sex in the air, right? Like, come on. Bitcoin versus Candy Cash versus ApeCoin. Okay, those are the only ones with cool names. The rest of them, the nerds, this is what they did. Made up a bunch of names of shit that we can't understand, so we wouldn't be able to understand cryptocurrency. That's why those are the only 3 ones that are any good. Elon, don't know how to fucking say yours still. So Dogecoin is what we're calling it. And most people would have a hard time doing that. We're looking at ourselves, right? Looking in the mirror, playing back things. Ooh, said that's a guided thing in itself. But I want to see where you're at, if you could do it, and if you could do it at all. So start talking, but not from the perspective of, okay, I need to be on and be an influencer, from the perspective of genuinely where you're at with your feelings and how you're doing. And see if you can do that. You'd be really surprised. You'd be really surprised the difference that makes in your day, because that's an energy when we speak that comes out of us, and the things and the transformations that you would make. Now I can help you out with guidance, but for now I want you to keep that in the back of your mind, that that's an option for you, and it's absolutely life changing, especially when it comes to mind, body, spirit. So I look forward to continuing this, and if you're interested in getting to know a little bit more about the body reflection program and how we go into the details of that and what that 7-day challenge is, can help you out with that as well. Well, if I do this dancing thing when I feel fat, and even though I'm judging, can I get my body back? Can we make that fucking deal? I did film Mindy in that we're properly declaring war against Jerry, so she was in for that, so that's good. But Marcelo busted us up a little bit, that he found out that Mindy we're not really working out when I go there and doing any training, because she's my CSIS boss. We got busted up. It's just an AI generated person, I know. You're not real. I made you up. Oh, now we're up on the conspiracy on how it changed. I was really, right, but I was so in Niagara now. I was in the Hamilton area. I really did get taken away and locked up. Okay, so that's real. But so we're not going to deny that, and we're just going to use it officially. And then we're going to up the drama, because that's how then we cross over. And then that brings in the actors of Hollywood, the things, and how people organize into what type of groups, and then the fighters and the things. So we're all clear. So none of this was fake. But now we've got to add layers of things to make it more fake, ironically, so we can get through things, because it's so real. So as long as everybody's clear on that. And then Jerry, you're like locked in, right? It's like, because we're going into fall, and then it's like the darkness. Right, I'm getting okay, but we don't want another real life pandemic. We're gonna go through what was the scenarios of what happened back then, so we can clean it, right, and do the laundry. I had to spread it out. No word of a lie. This started because I started yelling at you guys, saying you weren't doing your job, because you weren't. Because you weren't. And we had to stop everybody from enabling everybody and let the chaos happen. Finally, because it's been blocked for centuries. It's real. Of course. Hell on earth had to be unleashed. Yes, it did. God, NASA, did you just try to strike me with lightning? You guys, with Hitler's birthday being tomorrow, isn't there some sort of associations with you guys and the Nazis with the American thing? That's why you really want to kill your fucking daughter. At least you can agree, right? Parenting together, it's like, oh fuck, I fucking hate you right now, but fuck, do I hate these fucking kids. People only make up shit when they're afraid. How they do that, where it comes from, and where they put that has everything to do with how educated they are and their intentions. No, you guys really have to get this Frank character you got going on there to speed this up. You're disgusting. So the reality is I know all your secrets. I do. I can look at somebody in 2 seconds and know. And they have given me this exceptional power. That's not a lie. It's not a question men generally ask, especially on a date. What do you do for a living? Wouldn't you wish you would have asked then? Yeah, my points go to my dad there in Dubai. He was wrong about a lot of shit, and now he's in my debt. The royal town of Sutton Coldfield. Sounds slobby. I didn't want it at first. I just wanted to be doing my part, a part of the team. However, the more I can see and the more I do, the more I'm like, you know what? Give me it all. I'm okay with it because I know who's really on my side here. I didn't understand my own psyche at this point. No, like it went sideways with the sexual fantasy stuff and the demons and all of that. Like that truly went sideways on me, right? I had no idea where does it come from. Oh, like the fact that I was sexually abused, right? For some people, it could be something else, like on whatever or why. Everybody has different reasons, but that's where I know mine came from. So when I see mine, I'm like, you know, came it that possessive and that, well, watch a stand. Well, this is when isn't this when I'm Russian, right? Fauci, I'm fucking threatening you, and then that goes back to, but this is why Putin, you don't get shit done. This is how he fucking see you, right? This is not, right? We're supposed, like, I need the guy fucking that was killing people in taxis, right? This is not working for me anymore, right? Because we get nothing done. So a lot of guys come here from a break from you crazy bitches. Back the fuck off. Probably gonna get sued for that fucking hood thing. They're not all the same, you know that, right? Like Satan, Lucifer, different creatures, the things, they're not the same. They want you to know that. Different legends, different countries, different stories, they changed over the years, right? Had to meet and talk to them all. Exactly. Oh, it says that you're Andrew Tate's best friend. Well, fuck, right? Got sucked into being married to that guy in this Matrix, so that's gonna cause some problems. It's official gang war, so everybody get your hoods. And then we're gonna subdivide on what hood you grabbed, and that's your profile there, right? That's the only way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, I've done everything you asked. I've dropped everything off, gone to every location. Everything's done. Yeah, I cleared everything too. Yep. Erased it all. I don't think they'll know. Okay. Yeah, can I come home now? Alright. And you're gonna have to give the bulldog a raise. I think he's fucking protesting something. And that's the difference in the soul's journey. That's what a pathological liar is. That's why I say I tell the truth even when I lie. I was talking to Robin Williams in that dream about how he's in the dreams. And then Alex afterwards, this mission, he was like, I just completed a mission for the CIA. I was like, oh no, it's not just the CIA, it was CSIS and Interpol too. Right, clearly, I haven't been with anyone else. Because as soon as he took over and said, this is what you're gonna do, I said, fine. It's a pretty powerful thing. Like, fine. But I did see him go, okay, I'm gonna move over to somebody else now because this person doesn't see me. We all have the demons that stand over us. We all have demons inside of us. Every single one of us.
No, please. I'm still Big Daddy, alright? You guys haven't got that back yet.
I'll bring this murder weapon too, just in case shit gets fucking sideways and if he doesn't clean up the messes, then I'm like, boom, right? Just bring this out. Because I was already that kid. Except doing this, I realized I was stronger than Satan. I know why. Like, if this type of shit scares you, then you can't live in my world. I see it all the time. Problem is, I saw it too fast. Too much. And then you all became people. Which makes me know and understand, thank you, that I'm not crazy, right? If the girls weren't teaching me how to be a proper gold digger, how would we have the pirate game for you guys to go find a treasure? And I'm more than happy to speak up for those people and take on all of their enemies, because sometimes having a voice from a different perspective will take those ones down. So give it all to me, because you know that I'll have your back. And I love more than anything to take fuckers down. I've been doing it since I was a kid. I'm the bully of bullies. They're testing us every day. What do you do with that? I've only ever been hurt and given love. But I see a whole shit ton of you hurting people, and you don't even deserve any of the shit you have. So no, I've never been a Satan worshiper, but do I know where Satan is? Yep. Yep. And I have both the power of God and Satan with me. You did mind fuck your way into an ad after that Australia thing, I guess. Fucking points says mutant crap, Stan says hi. Because I'm aware of my intentions behind it, and they're always good. But when these people start making up lies and doing all these things, it's because they're weak. They don't know any other way. And they're pathological liars. They actually believe it. Well, it would have had to have come to this with all this boob stuff and the butt stuff and the weight gain and all that and the lesbian cult, right? My wife, we're subdividing people, and then that goes right back to the stocks with this Pepsi or Coke thing. So now is it what? The angels versus, right? Because of that Pepsi on that side, mom, and then with my wife. So now it's gonna be a fucking fight. What are we gonna do? Well, because I got my hoods. This clan. Not the KKK one. It's just I'm just properly black. That did guys. Overall, this has been a mess. Still. But I do appreciate being recognized for my Rob. Rob Lowe versus fucking Robert Downey Jr. It's like this addict group isn't even any good, right? You guys aren't even willing to get back on the drugs or the drinking, so it's boring. You disrespected the indigenous culture? You don't understand how the circle of life works. You take and you take. Bullies. Because you don't understand something. Fear goes back to the same, Why should it fucking matter if somebody's wearing something on, like, for religious peace or whatever on their head or whatever that makes them feel good? Well, how does that have any fucking effect on your life? It doesn't. But you have to hate them for it. You have to give them you have to spew hate. Why? Because you're so fucking ugly at your core and you're so ignorant, and that's why you bully people, and that's why, like, this American way with the guns, and you're the pathetic ones. How? Where are the cameras? Oh, come on, the real reason you don't see Elena and I hanging out anymore is Grant got really sick of me fucking always hitting on his wife. Fair enough, he was allowed to knock me out. Yes, the 18K has to come back. Dads, I'm not stopping you from doing it your way, but your way's just pointing out the good job you're doing. I already told you guys, gambling addicts are my favorite. Don't give up. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a business or a game. Oh, well, I'm drained from that fucking call, right? Seeing with talking to Sean, motherfucker, right? Said, ugh, right? Why I fucking hate men, right? And wanted to, ew. Guys, right? So, one, does how much does his doctor get paid, and for that, and how much, like, the doctors helped, fuck all, right? So point and proof there, right? Useless kick, like, you gotta just kick people in the face. Doctors can't do that with their fucking restrictions, so fuck you. And then counselors, fuck off. And then, right, so, right, you can see draining, right? How to have to empower somebody. And also, like, he's not a man. I don't want to be, like, he's not a man, like, leadership here, right? Like, come on, right? So it's frustrating. So you guys owe me money just for that, creeping that call. So we were just saying, because we got in a fight and then you didn't get in, and then she said, fuck the bear, right?
Fuck that
bear. Fuck you, right? This is Sugar Bear.
Love you.
All right, we don't want to hate on the bear, but that's where it was just it was a whole thing, right? So, but you're not gonna get all the screen time, buddy. Nikki's the star, so introduce yourself.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. What's your name?
We're doing this together.
Yeah, well, this is the star here, right? So,
Lion. Ain't no star here. I'm looking for the star.
Looking for the star. So we're gonna have to make up something. We're gonna do a get comfortable on camera. We want to empower women to actually feel beautiful and love themselves, but we want to have fun in the process, and we want people to stop being so uptight and relaxed. That's a good concept of a show.
Yes, you're really good at this. Hold on, you have to cut that. We need to talk. Cut.
We don't have even close to the amount of deaths we need to do something. Like, not even close. And we've already proved this whole pyramid thing, right? So the more deaths we get, the more power we get. How's your symptoms? How you feeling? How you doing? I'm still sweaty and I got the sweats. That's sweaty. Had that for about 2 years. My lifetime, though. I've been in and out of the hospital basically my whole life. Ironically, pandemic happens and never felt better.
And that's easy. Why? Well, I don't fit in any of the categories. I don't want an actual job. You.
The bully of bullies. And it's come clear to me that my twisted psyche is my greatest advantage. So am I crazy? Am I a psychopath? Am I a sociopath?
Okay. Points to the men, right? But you have good women backing you. But that takes balls. Maybe comedians should be recognized a little bit more. And that's why they're narcissists. That's a dangerous part of it. People that want to give more love create something more beautiful. Then we punish ourselves for it. That's the cycle. That's the guilt. But that's the component of us that makes us human. No, let's have a proper debate now on April 24th with this Liberty thing. So who's more mentally ill, you or me? So I'm officially at the fucking trailer park, right? We made it to the trailer park. Marshall, right? All right, now you're up and we need these people dead. That have been in fear. And then you're such scared little fucking children. You grew up to be fucking pathetic men. Recruiting pathetic women. You're supposed to be an example for the rest of the world. You're supposed to be freedom. But there is no freedom. So again, until I see help on your side, understand there is no respect for any of your wars. There is no respect for anyone who's gotten a medal. There is no respect for anyone who grabbed a gun and shot anyone. Nah. I'll buy you a boat if you get rid of the doctor that's stalking me. Do I have a doctor that's stalking me? Do they think I'm mentally ill? No, the Russians really have this thing with this Baba Yaga. It's kind of like the Nazis, so you have to follow the code, right? Russians, right? You gotta follow the Baba Yaga thing, which is a woman, right? With this old you guys gotta become the old lady creepy thing, which is like the transgender. I think you guys understand that, but then the other ones weren't. So you guys can't be tough guys, right? Until you do that. Have you done that? They're trying to pass it to me, but I mean, it's a little bit mentally ill to be thinking that shit exists. I mean, 270, could have just sold the car for that. No, you'd rather have the fight. Joe, you need to go in the program and then be a whore and we can make money off you. Go off and be famous. Who would you want to be spending your time with, when, where, and why? What environments right now? Behind a computer doing this madness to get stuff out. I'm both just really angry. Jerry and I are more properly matched with the things. He just actually makes money. I don't. He knows how to do that. I don't.
Absolutely. Who's never hurt a soul. Not a single soul. Only tried to help this planet, and look at how much they destroyed her. So you don't think she would want to come back and have vengeance on the people that really hurt her?
And worthy. And they don't have that. They lack empathy. And that's why they're dangerous, because they don't relate to people. And we have to wake them the fuck up, and the only way to wake them up is to kill them. There is no other way. And there's no other way for us to wake up, because everyone was dead on the planet. Nobody was alive or died. And we're waking up and we're seeing each other, but if we're not all together in the group, we're not there yet. So technically everybody's still dead. Because in this life, nobody's done shit.
Look at tags. I think there's a contest. We have to do something against these people, because I think they're fucking up a lot of shit with this. That's alright, you're just gonna be further in my debt. You owe me. I don't know how the fucking right, you might be Italian, but I'm Polish, so said I guess points to the Polish mafia over the Italians. You're in my debt now.
Well, I've picked a fight with you who you have a crush on. Jerry, I love you. Real life. Is it just for Canada that I would marry you? I love you. Why do I see you every day, but I don't see you?
What I want to come out from the COP25 is, as for every other such meeting, that world leaders finally understands the urgency and that they listen to the science and act on the science.
Nope. God says, go fuck yourselves, fix your fucking mess, because he doesn't give a shit about humanity. Why? Because humanity is just one small being. And again, I'm speaking for Mother Earth, saying, we don't want you. You don't even know what it means to be human. It means to be human is to be kind, to be vulnerable, to care about people. I'm not seeing much of that. And if anything, Candace hasn't seen any of it on her side. She's seen no help. None. So until Candace sees help, again, you have failed. Your countries are garbage. Every single fucking one of them. You should be so ashamed of yourself for even saying you were proud of any of your fucking countries. Because God says it's pathetic.